This is Marty with Marty's Diesel, and today I want to go over an update that is occurring today, August 29th of 2024. And this update is going to include what we're changing with our fuel line assemblies to make it a little bit easier to understand, a little bit more user-friendly, and also avoid some mistakes that seem to be like one of the last things that we have running into with customer installs. So first and foremost, this is not changing. This has been a 3-foot section of line for a long time now, and this is going to attach to your selector valve on the feed side, and then the other end is going to attach to the inlet side of your fuel filter base, okay? So this is a 3-foot section of line, more than long enough to get from your selector valve to where you're supposed to be installing the fuel kit on your frame rail. And this is not changing, but I do want to go over it. The next thing I'm going to talk about is going to be the line that goes forward from your fuel filter base, okay? It's going to be on the outlet of your fuel filter base. It's going to be this guy right here. If you follow this back a little ways, it'll say that this is the hose for that and that you're going to trim it to length so that it matches your truck. And this right here, like I said, is going to go to the outlet of your fuel filter bases. If you follow that all the way around, it's going to go up and end up screwing onto your fuel pump replacement fitting. It also has a tag on there that tells you this, and this tag also tells you do not remove this tag until you remove your vacuum gauge, which should be at least 100 miles if you have a single tank, or 200 miles if you have 2 tanks still in your truck. Long story short, people were switching this line in the valley for the other end of this line, and they were causing pump failures because they were hooking the lines up backwards. My aim here to basically pre-cut these lines is to avoid that problem. In the past, we just sent you out a single continuous length hose that you would cut and then run your lines however you saw fit, but we ran into enough mistakes to where I just want to avoid that from now on. So now we cut this. This should be at least 10 feet long. Usually it's a little bit longer than that, and that should be more than enough line for even a crew cab to go from where you mount your fuel system all the way up to the fuel pump replacement fitting. So this is your feed line on the outlet side of the fuel pump assembly. Now let's talk about the return line. The return line is going to come with this quick disconnect already pushed into it, much like this one here, okay? This one is smaller, and typically it has like a blue line or some sort of blue indication on it, but either way, you can clearly see that it is smaller than the other line fitting that we have over here. This guy right here is going to click onto the return side of your selector valve, and it's going to go all the way up to the front of the truck, and it's going to hook up to the bottom of your regulator. So if you were to follow this tag end back, it will end up having a tag on it that tells you that it goes to the bottom of the regulator, okay? This fitting comes pre-installed in your line set. This fitting comes pre-installed in your line set. This fitting comes pre-installed in your line set. Please do not cut them off. Please do not replace them. Please use the ones that come pre-installed, and all you're going to be doing is trimming all 3 of these hose lengths to whatever length you need, and then you'll be installing your terminal fitting, okay? And if we do it like this, okay, I don't believe that we're going to have any more issues with people installing the lines backwards in the valley. In the past, like I said, we used to just send out, one long hose length here. Now we're going to send out 2 separate ones. And I mentioned earlier this will be at least 10 feet, maybe up to 11 feet long. This one here should be at least 11 feet long, maybe up to 12 or so. Basically, this is long enough, like I said, for a crew cab truck. We've tested it on like 5 or 6 trucks here in the shop now. I've had 0 issue with any of it. I typically end up with 2 to 5 feet left over by the time it's all said and done. So I know that I'm sending you out more than enough hose in order to finish this install. And that's all for today, August 29th, 2024. Every kit from today's date forward will come out with 3 hose assemblies instead of 2. Thanks for watching.